So, before we get started today, I'd like to have a look at our learning goals and success criteria to really focus our lesson for today. So if we look up here, and you can turn yourselves to see. If you can't see from back there, just turn a little bit.
No.
We're going to see that our learning goals are, we are learning about the organ systems and how they work. And we are learning about how each organ system connects to other organ systems. Then we also have the success criteria. I can show and explain about the organ system. I can use my thinking skills to take the research and create an organ system that works. And I can apply everything I learned into the creation of my organ system. Knowing that today we're going to be building our organ systems, what learning goal and which success criteria do you think we are really focusing on today? What do you need to really focus on today? If you're not sure, take another look and see, because it's important that we stay focused on our task. Okay, Layla, starting with learning goals, what do you think?
I think probably the first one.
Okay, why?
How they work, because we're actually making like the working.
And I would agree. That will definitely be our real focus learning for today. What about the success criteria? Which success criteria do you think will be our focus, knowing that we're building our organ systems today? Faisal? Right, why?
Because you're using all the knowledge and everything that you learned about the organ system for you to put it in this work project.
And is there any other one that we are really going to be focusing on today? Claire? Absolutely. So knowing that that's our focus for today, then I've decided to come up with something a little bit different. I want to just spend a minute and show you what the creation part will look like. So I've picked an organ system that nobody else has picked. And Ali, who's nice enough to videotape for us, I'm going to actually just turn on the smartboard and I'm going to show you my plan. Just like I had you do a plan, I did a plan. Okay. So I decided to pick the skeletal system. And I made this plan for the skeletal system. In my plan, these are the large Lego blocks that I have. And the large Lego blocks are like the bones in the skeleton. And I've argued that this blue scarf-like thing that's going around it is being used to show how the bones provide a framework for the rest of the body and how the skin covers that framework. If we didn't actually have the bones in the body, we would just have a whole bunch of skin and tissue, but nothing to hold up our framework. So here's what I bought today to show you my skeleton. I'm going to build it. So I've decided, kind of looking at mine here, I've got this kind of as the basic framework at the side. I'm going to put the one piece on. I'm going to put the other piece on kind of as the arms. I'm going to build up and up, looking back, up, and up. I'm lucky I have a few extra pieces of Lego, so I'm going to make a few extra ones here. But the idea being that I've kind of got a big body structure here in the middle.
No, green. Hey, green.
And then I've kind of got this. Stick along the sides. Right there. And I'm going to put one right here at the side. one right here at the side, kind of showing how it branches. Oh no, that's not good. Thankfully, mine doesn't break like yours probably will, so let's try again. Oh, thanks, Ashkan. Thanks for helping me with my organ system. It's always good to know. Thanks, hold on one second. Just gonna pull the rest together. Okay, as with yours, trying again is good. So we're gonna try again. Oh, here we go. Second time has to be a charm, don't you think?
Isn't it usually third?
Okay, I'm gonna stick my arms, being very patient. The other one around the side. There we go. Thankfully it didn't all crack, so it shouldn't be too bad. Okay. Push the other one on top. Okay. Trying to hold it steady. Here we go. Okay. And now, I also have a very special head that goes along the top. So see, it kind of looks like a little bit like a skeleton. And these bones are just like my blocks over here. Now, here's my scarf. I couldn't find a blue one, so I had to go with what I could find. And just like in my picture, I'm going to try to drape it. Let's see. Start here. Uh-oh. This is not working very well. Uh-oh. Look, my picture has it going all the way to the bottom, but I can't get it to work.
The way you want to.
Why do you think this isn't working? Jack, why do you think?
I think it's not working because you did that on the smart board.
Yeah.
And you just like drew an outline of blue.
Yes.
And because of gravity,
Yes.
like around the legs, well, it'll sort of drape down, like so it won't look like legs.
Okay. So, anyone else have an idea of why it might not be working? Claire?
Because one thing, I think your scarf may not be the right size, and your picture and your Lego blocks don't exactly match up to the same design, so it's a bit harder for you to do it on this one.
Okay. Anyone else have something? Ashkan, what are you thinking?
Like, cause you put I think you put the blocks that are in the middle a little bit too high,
Okay.
and the scarf is short, and you bought two, so you should have used both of them, and then it would be better.
Okay, so then knowing all of this, because my thought was that I was just going to show this as being what happens without the bone structure. That was my idea, like a pile of tissue and skin. But knowing this, how could I solve this problem? You've told me lots of problems. How could I solve it? There's no wrong answer yet. Take a moment and think. How could I solve this problem? Javier, what do you think?
Change your structure.
Okay, how could I change it?
Possibly make it more accurate to how you put on the smart board.
Okay, so let's imagine I do have a couple pieces here. So if I were, and I'm afraid to move this too much, but if I were to try to build it like this, okay, I knew that was going to happen, and assuming that all the Lego blocks stayed very, very, very carefully, which I'm afraid I'm going to let go of, will it work? What else could I do? Jenna?
Alter your design
How could I alter it?
I just noticed that your design on the smartboard isn't really the same as your design with the blocks.
Okay, but it's kind of close. Like there's a body going up, kind of hands going out here. Guess I should have put that one up a little bit higher. So I could move it a bit. Will this still wrap around in the same way though?
Well, you could possibly make the head smaller,
Okay.
and then you could drape the scarf under the
Okay, there's a possible solution. Anybody else have a plan on what I could do? How else could I solve this? Sonnet?
You can like destroy the neck.
Okay.
And then the head will come shorter, and then you get more scarf too.
Okay. Anybody else have an idea on what I could do? Tyler?
You could use tape and tape it around.
If I were to tape or glue this down, would it stay?
Like maybe.
Okay, what kind of tape would I need to use? Okay. Okay. Allie, what do you think?
Well, what you're also doing is that, like Jenna said, you should make the head smaller because the only reason it's not draping right is because the head is skinnier than the neck right there. So when it drapes over, it doesn't really come in that way, so it just falls straight down.
Okay. So, I did this to show you something. There's the chance that no matter how good your plan is, you may need to change it. If you do, here's what I want you to do. Make the changes on here. Indicate what you did. So, I'm going to use Tyler's. That's where I was kind of going. I don't know if it'll work any better than the other one, but I thought maybe if I added some duct tape, I could tape the skin on. So all I've done is I've drawn a little example here, a little line, wrote duct tape, and made sure that if I tape it on, then we're good to go. Now, with that in mind, here is our plan. Just to kind of keep us focused. Job 1 is what? Everyone? Job 2 is to start building your organ system according to your plan. Maybe even do a better job following it than I did. As all of you noticed, it was hard to find the blocks. Job 3 is make changes to your plan as needed. Some of you will need to make changes and some of you won't. But if you have to, do them. Job 4 is to test out or look over your organ system to make sure that you're all done. So, when you feel confident on that, tidy up your mess. What kind of discussion should I be hearing as I go group to group to group today? What kind of conversations? Elise?
About like what you're gonna do and on topic.
Right, and what would on-topic conversations be? What would be kind of the topic of that conversation? Aiden? And even more specifically than that, what would be the topic of your building?
Your systems.
So, and what you're doing to help problem solve. Let's hear all those great conversations because I'm going to be recording some of them today as well. Thanks, Allie.
Bye-bye.